Hey guys, this is Beth Avery from the trauma blog here at HealthyPlace, and I wanted to talk to you today about nightmares. Nightmares are a very common symptom of PTSD. I've personally experienced them since I was 18. Every time I go to sleep, every time I take a nap, on the rare occasions that I have time to take a nap, I'm almost guaranteed to experience a nightmare. So anytime I'm asleep, I'm gonna have a nightmare. When I tell people that, they're often very shocked because they just can't imagine what it would be like to always have bad dreams. And it's certainly not pleasant to experience bad dreams in this way, but I've really come to appreciate the role they play in processing my trauma and dealing with my PTSD over the past 6 or so years that I've been experiencing them. I've tried a lot of different things to get my nightmares to stop, from sleeping pills to antidepressants, but nothing really works. Nothing really makes a big impact in my nightmares. So instead, I've come to just appreciate them for what they are and what they can do for my PTSD. The nightmares I experience as part of my PTSD are a little bit different than what you might see played out in movies or TV shows. I don't have one specific traumatic event that just plays out in my mind over and over again as I sleep. Instead, I experience themes that are tied into the different details of my life, and that's what plays out in my head each night. So let me give you an example to help this make a little sense. So one of the things that is tied very deeply to the trauma that I experienced as a kid is a feeling of powerlessness, a feeling of not being able to defend yourself or protect yourself. So that theme of powerlessness is something that I dream about all the time. Recently, I had a jiu-jitsu competition. I compete in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and leading up to the competition, I was like so stressed out about it. I was so fearful, so just nervous about this competition. And I couldn't figure out what was bothering me so bad about doing it, because I'd done one before, my teammates were all very encouraging. I just couldn't figure out what was bothering me about this competition. A few nights before the competition, I started having dreams about it. One of the dreams I had was that I was being attacked by somebody, this faceless, nameless person, and I was trying to use my jiu-jitsu on them, but my arms wouldn't move. My legs wouldn't move. It was like I was stuck in syrup or something. Like my body just was moving so slowly, and I was having trouble defending myself. After I had that dream, I woke up and realized, man, like this is why I'm so bothered about this competition. I'm just nervous that I'm not gonna be able to properly defend myself. And realizing that was a huge relief. It was just like a weight off my shoulders. It released this emotional tension and frustration inside me that I'd been dealing with. And that's what happens a lot of times with my nightmares. I have a lot of trouble processing my emotions because of my trauma, and my nightmares help me work out that emotional frustration while I sleep. I think nightmares, they're an awful symptom of PTSD. There's no way around it. But I do think they can play a really interesting role in dealing with the stuff that's bothering you. I heard a psychologist describe it once as, they described dreams once as this safe place where your mind can deal with trauma that you're not ready to deal with in the waking world. So when you're asleep, it's kind of like this safe zone. Your mind knows that it's not real. Nothing bad is actually gonna happen because you're asleep. So it uses that opportunity to deal with things that are bothering you inside your heart and your soul that you just can't quite deal with while you're awake. And I think that's kind of cool. Nightmares are really tough to deal with. I wouldn't wish for anyone in my life to have to deal with them. But I have come to appreciate the place they play in my own life and my own PTSD, and I think it's kind of cool that something so negative has turned into this positive thing for me. So I would love to hear about your guys' nightmares, how you've dealt with them, if you've found anything that helps, and if you're having a similar experience to me where your nightmares help you process some of the emotional traumas that you're just not ready to deal with in the waking world. So share your story in the comments below. Hit me up on Instagram. Tell me about your PTSD nightmares. And let's connect and see if we're similar.